Welcome to the Hundredfold Journey. We help people step out of religious bondage and into true abundance. We invite you to embark on a journey, a spiritual journey called the Hundredfold. At a Hundredfold, we are a group of people developing new thoughts, habits, and beliefs to understand our true identity, to live our life purpose, and experience the abundant life just the way Jesus did. Our mission is to provide support, encouragement, and resources to help you on your journey. The life you are meant to live is closer than you think. The journey is the destination, and your journey starts now. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Grace Awakening Network. We are part of the Hundredfold Journey, where we go from religious bondage to true abundance, because we're on this journey together, and I'm inviting you to embark on this journey together for us to know what our true identity is, to live our life purpose, and experience true abundance. Because a hundredfold is about a group of people who are looking to find their true identity, and by doing so, finding God's true identity. And yes, you do have the power to choose which life you would like to have. We are starting a brand new series today called Freedom from Religious Bondage. And in Galatians 5:1, it says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." And that slavery mentality that religion has put upon us, that we have to do in order to be who we already are. And we need to break free from that bondage. But how do we do that? How do we break free from those chains of the fallen mentality that we're not good enough, and there's things that we need to do in order to be pleasing to God? Well, first off, I think I have to define what I think religion is. And here's my definition of any person or establishment or any church that teaches you performance-based religion that you must do in order to be acceptable and pleasing to God. This is where I was for much of my Christian life. I've been a Christian probably close to 40 years, and the first half of that was about that performance. In order to be pleasing to God, I had to do certain things, and that's what religion had told me. Now, if you aren't familiar with my journey, I'd recommend going to my intro, the episode 1, where I go into detail about how I got to where I'm at today in regards to freedom from religious bondage. So please go back and take a look at that video. It is it's my journey and how I got here, and there's a lot of history involved in that, as we all do. But again, this is my my definition of what religion is, and we need to be break free from that. Also, just a little bit more detail, religion is man's attempt to reach God. And I really like this picture. So this is a gentleman that is attached to a bungee cord that is attached to a pole. And religion teaches us that we need to strive and do all these things, but in reality, we are attached to that bungee cord. And just when we reach and we think we've got it and we've got God figured out, then all of a sudden, boom, we whip back to basically step one, and we have to start all over again. And religion also tells us that God is like the Zeus god, where he's gonna throw thunderbolts at us, do in order to be satisfied with me, and then I'll bless you. So again, religion is man's attempt to reach God. But by doing this, you're saying, thank you, Jesus, for revealing who I am, but you did not do enough. I need to finish the work. There's still things that I need to do. So Jesus revealed our true identity, right? He is our representative of who we are and who I am. And anything less than that, then I'm thinking I need to do something in order to be pleasing to God. And then it's like a slap in his face. It's like, gee, there's still some things that I think I need to do, but that's not the case at all. And here's where I was for much of my Christian life. If I pray harder, fast longer, love God more, then I will reach him and he will bless me, but it's works based. So the result is you get angry at God, because I was doing all the right things, going to church and tithing and reading my Bible and uh, even teaching Bible studies, going on retreats, doing all of that thing. But as I mentioned in episode 1, it was a Christian roller coaster. I was up, I felt good, I felt close, and then I would blow it, I would sin, and then I would fall in the valley, and I would feel bad about myself. But the times that I felt that I was doing all the right things, that God should be pleased with me, that God should bless me, and then when something didn't happen um, to my liking, if you will, I got angry at God because I did all the right things and God didn't bless you. And then self-condemnation comes because you could have done more. It's a lose-lose situation. You lose and God loses out because what he wants is intimacy with us. He doesn't want us to perform for him. He wants a relationship with us. So think of religion as being attached to a bungee cord, and you're striving and doing all the work. But as soon as something changes, as soon as you think you've fallen in your mind, it'll whip you right back, and then you got to start all over again. It's a crazy cycle, and that's the cycle that I was on for many years. Again, thinking you need to do in order to be who you already are. So the real question is, who are we? What is our true identity? Is this what we're trying to do, is strive and be good enough? You know, that that's where I was for many, many years. So really, you have an identity crisis. You don't know who you are, and religion, the world, your parents, your friends, your family um, tell you who you are. So they're creating upon you. But your true identity is who you are on the inside and who God says you are. And that's the whole purpose of this Grace Awakening Network. That's the whole purpose of this, the hundredfold journey, is to really see what our true identity is. So then, all right, so we go from religion and that identity to now grace. So how do I define grace? So grace is a person, and that person is Christ. I don't need to do in order to be who I already am. I am everything he is and nothing he is not. So I mentioned that Jesus was our representative, and he showed us, revealed to us our true identity and who we are, who we truly are. And he revealed that to us. So that's why I say that I'm everything he is and nothing that he's not. So does that mean I can go walk on water, or I can heal the blind? Um, the answer is maybe. And I say that because Jesus only did what he saw the Father do, and he only spoke what he heard the Father say to him. So God, creation, the universe, however you want to describe it, source, described to Jesus, hey, you need to go on to the other side. You need to go walk on water. So he listened and followed what his father told him to do. So and also healing the blind and the sick. We have the same spirit as Christ did. We have the spirit of God within us. So that spirit is within us, and it was within Jesus. Jesus is my older brother, and he showed us what this life really is all about, and that is ruling and reigning, and living from that identity of knowing who we are. So how do I define grace? Is it's person, but also it's rest. So I can then rest in the identity of knowing who I am, and that way circumstances don't matter. Uh, and that, yes, in a sense, I could walk on water above my circumstances, right? So it comes from rest. When I know my true identity, I can live from a state of rest. So here's kind of a different way of looking at it, right? We have Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and then you've got me, right? I'm sitting actually in union with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. In John 17, uh, Jesus' prayer to his Father was that the glory that you gave me, I give to them, and that we are one, that we're united, and that the Father is in the Son is in me, and I'm in the Son. So this is my position. This is my identity, and this is where I find my rest, is because I know that I'm one with creation, with all of this, that I am one, and that the power that put all that together is living within me. And that is the Spirit. The Spirit is within me. So just to kind of make it official, pulling from the Bible, Ephesians 2, Paul states, we have been raised up together and made us sit together in the heavenly places in Christ Jesus. So again, I'm kind of imagining a throne, um, and that I'm sitting there, and that I am in union, perfect peace, because of I'm in God and He's in me. The Spirit is within me. 1 John 4:17 says, "As He is, so I am in this world." There is no differentiation. I am one with Christ. John 17. Here's that prayer that Jesus prayed. Jesus states that God has given us the same glory as Jesus, so that we might be one with Him. So live from that knowing that you have the glory of God within you, and that everything around you, everything your hand touches prospers, because you have God's glory within you. And then John 14:20, in that day you will know that I am in my Father, you are in me, and I am in you. Right? I mean, it's just verse after verse. It's everywhere. And then I love this one, 1 Peter 2:3 and 4. As his divine power has given to us all things that pertain to life and godliness. And I've highlighted godliness there because I am like God. Let that sink in for just a second. I am like God. God has put his spirit within me, and I am a spirit being, and we are one. We are united. He's given me his glory. So when I understand that as my identity, then I can live from a state of peace. So he's given us everything that pertains to life and godliness through the knowledge of him who called us by glory and virtue, by which he has given to us exceedingly great and precious promises, that through these you may be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is the world through lust. So here's the crazy thing, is in my Christian life, these verses here, um, they've always been in my Bible, but for whatever reason, they weren't taught, or I missed them, or I wasn't ready to receive them. But but in my journey and part of my transformation, these verses just started popping up out of, well, not out of nowhere, but they were just, where did First Peter come from, and why wasn't I ever taught that I've been given everything for life and godliness, and that I'm a partaker of the divine nature? What I heard was, no, you need to fast more, you need to pray more. um, God is only pleased with you when you do these things, and you'll be blessed. um, and that when you sin, there's a possibility that you've broken fellowship, that God is no longer with you and he's not blessing you. That couldn't have been further from the truth. And so again, this verse, I hadn't heard it before, but now my eyes are being open to it, and I'm hoping yours are as well, as you look at this with a different pair of eyes, and see how God sees you, because he sees you as one. He's given us his glory, he's given us his divine nature. receive that and accept that. And it's not anything that you've done. It's because of who you are. And yeah, it's just amazing. So accept this and receive it, and then live from a state of rest. Here's another way of looking at it. And this is where I'm in complete union and fellowship with the with the Father, Son, and Spirit. And I've been invited to be, not invited, I'm already there, but I'm in the center. And I say we are all in the center. And the me there is Doug, but for all intents and purposes, that's the world. We are all in the same position, but we just don't believe it, or we're not aware of it. We haven't been made aware of it. We don't, in a sense, we don't believe it. But it's clear that this is the way that we've been designed and created, is to experience this life um, as Jesus experienced it, which is in abundance and ruling and reigning and living from our identity. But the cool part again is we're all one. Yeah, it's Doug. It's all, everybody is in that center, and we just need to be awakened to that and become aware of that, and then life changes. Romans 12 says that we need to renew our mind to these truths, and that's what the truth is that we are here, we are one. So here I'd like to kind of share what I believe our true identity is, and that, well, it's not what I believe, it's what Revelations 19 and 21 says, is that we are a bride, we're adorned for a husband, and we're made ready. So this is a picture of who we are, who you are. And if you look at that picture, um, just look at it very closely and just kind of meditate upon that, working, top down, what do you see here in this picture? And what you'll see is that she has a crown on her head, right? She is fully adorned in white. She has a necklace, diamonds. Um, she's got a smile on her face. Her eyes are wide open. Her arms are showing that she's confident, and she doesn't have a care in the world. You can see she lives in a castle. So this is the bride of Christ. This is a picture of you. This is your true identity. And this is the way God views you. So he is our husband. Um, he is the king, and we are the queen, and we're fully supported. So when you understand this as being your identity, then it changes how you think, act, and feel, and who you are. Um, it changes everything. So the thoughts of this person here that's pictured here, um, her thoughts are, I'm fully loved, all my needs are met, I don't have a care in the world, I have confidence that my husband, my king, is going to protect me and keep me safe. Um, if I make a mistake, uh, it I'll just talk it through with my husband, and we're going to work it out together because I know I'm loved unconditionally. How she's going to act, when she's walking around, let's say at the grocery store or dropping the kids off at daycare. Um, there might be situations that might prove difficult, but she knows who she is. She doesn't have to be worried or fearful about any given situation because she knows she's fully supported. So now she's going to be loving to other people. I mean, she's rich beyond all measure. So if there's maybe a poor person on the streets, or someone that's in need, she can provide out of the abundance that she has. And she's not doing it because she has to. She's doing it from the abundance that she has, and and has plenty left over. So there's no lack. So she's willing to give. Um, and then how does she feel? She feels love. She feels blessed. She feels confident. She feels that strong, lovely, beautiful, all of that. And then, but then how is she going to, what is her true identity, and how is she going to be or live from this state? And it's going to be a state of confidence and appreciation because of everything that she's been given and that she's been adored with all of these blessings. So this is who you are. This is your identity. And when you live from that, then you can live from a state of rest and peace, because you know who you are. So I hope that that makes sense to you as you look at that picture. And I'd recommend, maybe pulling down your own picture or something, or but just look at that and just remind yourself of of your true identity and who you are. Now, speaking of that, there is these 10 truths that I put together, and these truths were true for Jesus, and they're true for you, because as he is, so I am in this world. And the idea here is for you to memorize, apply, and meditate upon these. So as I teach on a separate study, I do individual studies. I work with people to help them understand that these truths are true for them, because today, right now, is the best moment of my life. And what that means is that you don't want to live from a a weight mentality. Oh, it's going to get better later, or you live from your past that remind you of the difficulties that you had. When you live in the moment that today, right now, is the best moment of my life, and you're living from a state of gratitude, life opens up. And then you're able to hear the spirit talk to you and guide you and direct your paths, because sometimes when we're thinking negatively, we're not going to hear the spirit say, hey, go help that person, or go do this, or go do that, or just come from a state of rest, because we're thinking about the past and the future. We need to be present and realize that we're fully supported, just like that bride is, that all your needs are constantly met, that you're always in the right place at the right time. You think about Jesus when he was walking and healing and doing all of that, as people were crying out to him. There's one example where a blind man said, Jesus, help me. And it talks about him entering into the city and then encountering these people. And he was able to heal that blind man. He spit on the ground, put mud on his eyes, but he was always in the right place at the right time. He always knew what he needed to do because he was aware, and he knew his identity, and he listened, and followed the guidance of the spirit that was in him, which is the same spirit that we have. Uh, God has granted me favor in the sight of those around me. So this means that the people that God will guide and direct our paths, and put people in our lives to help us out and guide us and direct us. Everything my hand touches prospers. So like Jesus did, healing the blind and the sick and so forth, even the loaves and the fishes that he blessed and was able to feed the multitude. I have an attitude of gratitude just from that spirit of knowing who you are. I mean, that bride, when you take a look at that picture, right? She's grateful for everything that she has. She's been truly blessed and loved unconditionally. And that circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters. And this is an important one because, like that bride, when she goes into a situation, she knows who she is. And if the circumstances don't, she views them negatively, she knows that she's well protected and loved, and she's got all these resources. So to some degree, it doesn't matter, because what's important is understanding her identity, and that all of her needs are constantly met. So the circumstances in her case and in our case doesn't matter. and knowing that you have unlimited possibilities and resources. And again, back to Jesus, the loaves and the fishes. He had unlimited possibilities and resources, and even to the point of being able to heal people. And then I really like this one. I will be God to someone today. There's always going to be people that are going to cross your path that you will have an opportunity to love and to be a blessing to. So be God to someone today. Reach out and know that you can bless somebody by being God, because that's who's in you. That the spirit that's in you is guiding you and directing you to people that you can help and be a blessing to. And then the last one, life is a mirror which reflects back what I truly believe and think. And what this means is, how do I know where I'm at on my journey? How do I know if I am living out of my identity? And the way this works is that reflection is going to be coming back to you. So if you encounter angry, mean people that are always around you, um, then that's a reflection that's within you. And we'll talk about this a little bit more in future teachings, but it's important to understand that the way God directs us and guides us is by showing us or revealing to us what we're co-creating, because we are a co-creator, and He's going to reveal to us what's inside of us. So if we're angry or frustrated or unloving inside, then that will be reflected on the outside because life is a mirror. And then all of a sudden you'll see that, oh, I need to make that change. So more on that later. And each week, I'm actually going to be talking through these 10 truths. These are very, very important for us to remember, because these truths are true about us. All right, so that concludes today's teaching. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's all on the hundredfoldjourney.com. And you just look up a hundredfold journey and you can find us on each of these social media. And then our website, of course, is thehundredfoldjourney.com. And then you can also email me at thehundredfoldjourney@gmail.com. If you have any questions or want further, maybe one-on-one coaching, I'd be happy to support that. So that's it for this morning. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.